EU is considering using against China if China further sort of clamps down on the supply of rare earth?
The China economy cannot survive without Europe, and also the other way around. So this is the... First, of course, China says that they are not part of this military conflict, but I was very clear that China has a huge leverage on Russia, every week more and more, because Russian economy is weak. As well, President Trump put the sanctions on two very important energy companies, Gazprom and Rosneft of Russia. As well, President Trump and President Xi, they had a meeting, as Trump said as well, that this pressure is very important, that China should join. And I think that China can do a lot if joining the pressure to Russia to finish the war. Actually gaining our interest, but also not China's interest, and globally it will be disaster. And also we need to explain every time and more to China as well that this is not about Russian aggression against Ukraine only. This is a matter of our existential interests. And if we would like to have good relations with China and China with us, so China should understand that Russia is not a threat to Ukraine only, but it's an existential matter about defense and security policy to Estonia, but Europe as a whole.
Do you have any more sort of information on the general licenses deal, or is that not quite clear?
China was in the position as a permanent member of United Nations Security Council that it is like the spillover of the Ukraine crisis. So it's not a spillover. It is well planned, it's well organized test of the NATO unity. It's a very clear violation of these principles I mentioned before, as well our airspace. My messages they were very clear, but our conversation was very open. I'm very grateful for that. We must have no the monopoly in the hand of one country. It can be misused, as we saw. These intentions are not good for the trade, for everybody, as well for China in the future. So, and that's why European Commission has been on a very strong position as well, that these restrictions, they're not actually gaining our interest, but also not China's interest, and globally it will be disaster. But for Europe and for the world as well, these questions are existential because... But of course we understand as well that if there are negotiations with U.S. about tariffs and the other measures, so China showed very clearly that they have in some topics as well the leverage about. But with European Union, I think that we should have these negotiations, and also this is a China responsibility to not misuse this leverage. Metal magnet factory in Estonia. So we are doing this.